Welcome to episode 12 of Joff's World Tour. As you know by now, I'm taking my motorbike Tigger to as many countries around the world as we can get to. In the last episode we had crossed the Alps into Bavaria, and in this episode we're going to cross Germany and France and then cross the Channel back into the UK. Where we go after that, well, you'll have to click subscribe to find out. Morning. Sun's out, although it's a bit cloudy. I don't know whether to put my rain gear on or not. But yeah, let's get on the road. We're off to Stuttgart today, but with a few detours on the way. And we're off. It's quite a comfortable night. Decent German breakfast. The weather's much better today. It's a good meal in the restaurant the night before, chatting to Frank and Erica. Frank and Erica turned out to be bikers, both with Ducatis. Frank with a V4 Multistrada and Erica with the V2 Multistrada. And they were very interested in what I'm up to. So we had a good chat. Shared some beers, shared some schnapps, and this morning I'm off to go and visit. My first distraction for the day is to visit a German Schloss, a palace that sits on an island. I'm going to have to park Tigger and leave him with all the luggage, which I don't like doing, but I'm sure it'll be okay, and get on the ferry to go across to see the palace. But I think it's an interesting palace, so I think it's worth the effort. Probably get a little sketch done because the weather's good enough, and then get myself over to Stuttgart, which is just 3 hours away from here. So, arrived at the Chiemsee ferry, which will take me across to the little island over there, and I'll show you what's there when we get there. Free motorcycle parking, so here's Tigger. I'm just going to get him covered up and then we'll get on the ferry.
Wir begrüßen unsere Gäste auf der Fahrt zur Herreninsel. Sollte noch jemand Fahrscheine benötigen, bitte jetzt in der Kasse lösen.
Well, that nice little ferry ride, which was just for me and not for Tigger, brings me to the castle here on Herreninsel in Chiemsee. And part of the reason that I want to come here is, first of all, I'm here and it's an interesting thing to visit, but also it is meant to be a copy of the Palace of Versailles. Now, I had hoped to go and visit Versailles later in the week when I go through France, but France has had a couple of weeks of civil unrest and riots, and particularly in the Paris and the Versailles area, so probably best I don't go there just now. Certainly there are curfews, and the UK government are recommending that British tourists don't go to France at all. So I thought I'd come here and see the German version of Versailles. And here it is, built for King Ludwig II in 1876, according to the information board. was a nice little break over to the Cottage Schloss, and Tigger's still here where I left him. Doesn't look like anybody's touched him, so that's good. Let's get him uncovered, get on the road and get to Stuttgart.
Still got a little way to go before I get to Stuttgart. It's been German motorway traffic most of the way today. Occasionally I get up to speed, but then there's a lot of this kind of stuff. I remember back in Greece saying oh how great the toll roads were there because there was almost no traffic to be seen. And here we are in Germany, where there's a little bit more of it.
I'm here in Stuttgart. I'm here in quite a nice little apartment. It's got a little garden outside. I had thought I would ride into the centre of Stuttgart and go and see the Staatsgalerie this evening. It's open late on a Thursday. I'm just too tired to do that. It's 20 miles from here, and I could get on the bike and do it, but I just can't be bothered. So I'm cooking my own dinner. France tomorrow. That's the plan.
It's a fine morning in Stuttgart, and I had a really nice day there at the Airbnb. Lovely chat to my host for the evening. Cooked myself a nice dinner, had a nice healthy breakfast, and today now I've got 400 kilometers to do into France. Not a cloud in the sky, and it says it's going to be 30 degrees centigrade today, so it's going to be a hot one. But we're on the road, 9 o'clock in the morning, should be in the campsite by early afternoon. And the campsite has a swimming pool. I might need that. Something you can't see on the camera is that all around this area, on the hillsides, there are vineyards. This is a grape growing district of Stuttgart. And we've just gone past behind me there the Vine Museum, which I tried to visit yesterday, but it was closed by the time I got there. So there you go, another opportunity goes past. But that's part of the frustration of doing a long tour like this, that there are obviously far more places that you don't see than there are places that you do see. And you just have to accept that there'll be many places you just go past and will probably never come back again. Garmin's brought me right the way through the centre of Stuttgart, which is fine, slow moving traffic but will cope, and has brought me straight past the Staatsgalerie, which I was planning to visit yesterday. Here we go. I think we're just about to enter country number 21. Across the river, is there going to be a nice sign where I can stop and take a picture? Across the river. Still crossing the river. Although I don't see a sign, I think we're in France now. Sign doesn't say France, it says Alsace. But Alsace is in France, so I'll take it. Voilà la belle France. Just through the péage now. That one was €3. Not a huge sum of money, really, is it? And turning off towards Verdun, I've got a campsite here. Campsite Les Breuils, I see it on the signs. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon, so it's possible I'll get time to pitch my tent, but also go and see the Verdun Battle Memorial. We'll see how the time goes. Oh, here we are. It's campsite. Oh, here we are, tent pitched. It's me, northern France, in my tent. It's raining, it's not supposed to be raining. Just one day's ride from the coast and then onto a ferry and back to the UK. And we're off. It's the Verdun Memorials here. Today I'm hoping to take a stop off at the Somme. There's a museum there that I think I might just go and have a nosy. coming up on the town of Péronne, which is on the east bank of the Somme River. So this whole area here that we're going through, this is the area of the Battle of the Somme in the First World War. And I know that my grandfather fought in the Battle of the Somme, was injured and sent home. So I'm interested really just to cruise through this area, maybe have a look at the museum and just to get a feel for some of the history that is here.
Well, that was fascinating. The Museum of the Great War here in Péronne, just on the east bank of the Somme River. And for me, the most interesting part of that museum was the huge collection they've got of paintings and drawings done by soldiers on the front line during the war. And somehow that's more moving and interesting than all the photographs and films that they have. Of course, my own grandfather survived the First World War, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But a lot of young men didn't. This isn't a very big cemetery, but the monument is a big monument, and it's dedicated to all the soldiers that are still missing.
That was another interesting little interlude, another little interesting detour to the Thiepval Memorial, or Thiepval as they call it in France. But it's now too hot for me to hang about. It's just under 30 degrees centigrade. And I feel the need to get moving, to get some wind blowing through. And next stop is Calais. Here we are, my hotel for tonight. It's just a basic motel, this one. Nothing exciting. It's just a place to rest my head, ready for the ferry tomorrow morning. Let's go and see what the room's like. Well, breakfast was good. Chat to another British biker there, Nick Smith, who's going through the Channel Tunnel, I think, this morning, on his way back to Newcastle. But Tigger and I are on the ferry. What time are we now? 8:25. So we've got 3 hours before the ferry goes, but it says we should be there 2 hours early, so we don't want to be much later than this, really. It's obviously been raining in the night, and I think it's been raining in England and Scotland today. But looking forward to getting on another ferry ride. I think this is ferry ride number 6 for Tigger and number 7 for me. Oh, we've arrived at the port. Just need to make sure I get on the right ferry now. DFDS for Dover, that's what I'm looking for. Big complicated port. Car ferry, it says, straight on. So let's do that. Wow, this is a huge ferry port. Bonjour.
Turkey and that. Yeah, 8,000 miles so far. I've still got to get back to Edinburgh.
Oh, hang on, no. 11:24 is over here. There we go. $11.24. This ferry port is huge. I'm used to the one at Newcastle, which has sort of 3 lanes maybe. But this is unbelievable. All set in the queue. Oh, that was a nice little ferry crossing. Didn't take long. Good chat to Nick here as we came across. Nearly lost my sat-nav. Left it behind on the coffee table. But fortunately it was still there when I went back. So back in the UK. Back on UK time. I've reset Tigger's dash to read in miles, not kilometres. Need to remember to drive on the left. Seems like quite a while since I was doing that. Oh, back in England, 15 degrees centigrade and raining. This is what we live in England for. I'm going to have to pull over and get my wet weather gear on. I'm still dressed for France, which is 30 degrees C and sunny. Going to need to change my sat-nav back to miles instead of kilometres as well. I did Tigger's dash, but I forgot to do the sat-nav. Breeze got up now, blowing me about on the road. Still some nice views as we come across Northumbria. I've just crossed over Hadrian's Wall. And I remember talking about that when I was over in Istria in Romania. So at this point I've now come beyond Hadrian's Wall, not necessarily beyond the Roman Empire, because they did build walls further north than here, but Hadrian's Wall is the best known of them. There we go. At least one country on my trip knows how to give you a good photo opportunity at the border.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's brought us all the way back to Scotland, so that means it's the end of the first series. Over the last 12 episodes we have travelled 8,270 miles, that's 13,325 kilometres. We've been to 22 different countries. We've been to the westernmost bar in Europe on the Atlantic coast of Ireland, and right the way across to the easternmost bar in Europe on the Black Sea coast of Romania. We crossed the Transalpina Pass in Romania, which was 2,100 metres, and the Grossglockner Pass in Austria, which was 2,500 metres. The longest bridge we went over was across the Dardanelles Strait in Turkey. The longest tunnel was the Mala Capella in Croatia at 5.8 kilometres. We're going to take a break from the YouTube channel for a while now while I prepare for our next set of adventures. If you click subscribe, you'll be amongst the first to see where we go next, and we'll be back on the channel before you can say before you can say Jack Rob